Coming back in for another video if I don't kill myself out here on the trail. Stumbling, fumbling and stumbling. Oh man, I tell you, what a life, what a creation, what a freaking experience this is, being a human being. Got the kids out in nature today. Most days, every day we get time out. It's important. They're fighting over the one net that we brought out to catch fish and stuff like that. And yeah, we got some behavioral problems that, you know, things, that's the challenge of having kids, man. It's not all rainbows and butterflies, that's for sure, for the parents out there. Anyway, I had a really good, all kinds of different ideas that I just didn't even have a chance. So this video might get long. I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm going to try to just walk along this trail a little bit while I talk to you. Yeah, so I was watching this Q&A. I had some really cool things transpire in my life. I was watching this Q&A video kind of thing in the community that I belong to. And somebody said something in there that I thought that is the perfect way to put this. And I've talked in my videos a lot about the system. I've talked in my videos a lot about, you know, earlier on it might have been more of anger and frustration and things like that. And now I've found a way to just be really loving all around the board with myself, which is then in tune to everything else anyway. So then, you know, I'm then loving, you know, the more you love yourself, the more that you're going to love others. And so, like, you know, the outer world is just a reflection of your inner world. All these things I talk about. And like, so lately it's just been more loving and like, look, you know, the system is the system. The system is what is designed to do what it does, which is enslave, and keep you, limited and, on a 9-to-5 hamster wheel. And, you know, all the things that something that's loving doesn't do. This person I was listening to put it perfectly. And then I want to dive into more what that means to me, and then we'll see what else ever comes up and, you know, whatever. There's been so many different things transpiring in my life. I've had so many opportunities to evolve. Every second is an opportunity to think differently. You're having these thoughts come in all the time into your mind. And is it fear-based or is it love-based? Is it of God? Is it of source, of nature, of peace, of love, of universal intelligence? Or is it of fear or limited belief that needs to be thought about deeper? And where's it coming from? How do I change this? How do I you know, live from a more loving place, really? So this person I was listening to, I thought, man, that's a great way to put it. He says, when he started waking up to everything in the world, like everything that happened in 2020, everything that's been happening for freaking decades and who knows how long, right? Of what's going on. It's going to continue to get worse unless you learn to not be a part of it. And I talk about those pillars, and I talk about this stuff all the time in my videos because it's just, it's what I'm doing in my life. It's what I'm focusing on most. And it's the most important stuff to me that you could do, because if not, you don't understand. And that's what he said, basically. You have to understand the game that you're in. You have to understand, the game that's being played, right? Once you can understand it, then you can navigate it and you can choose. Without understanding the game, you know, which is back to like, hey, they're gonna, you know, whoever they are, right? Whoever, you can call them whatever you want. So I call them psychopaths, sociopaths, you know, narcissists, control freaks, because that's exactly what they are. Whoever's at the, you know, the people behind the scenes that you know, and there's some different stuff and family names and, you know, that people would probably recognize and, oh, okay, yep, whatever. At the end of the day, you just need to know the game that's being played, right? You need to know that the system's very limiting. You need to know, like, how to take care of your own health. You need to understand how money truly works, what you're in, the system that you're currently using. Like if you're in economic enslavement, which we are, if you're using any type of fiat currency, American dollars, we'll just say American dollars. I'm in the U.S. You're in a form of enslavement that is centrally controlled, and then you can get into food and you can get into medical, and I don't remember which one's all I listed at this point. And then, really it comes down to like our own minds, and how we think, what we think about and I was watching this thing I was watching was like really about all that, right? Like learning to critically think, learning to, really dissect, like, is what somebody's telling you a fallacy? Is it not true? Is it some manipulative way to get you to believe something that's not true about this world that you're living in, or is it, someone that's genuine and honest and that type of thing. So that was one major one that came through. I thought that is just a great way to put it. I guess I never really knew how to speak. I was just kind of frustrated and coming from a space of anger and stuff. So it was like hard for me to, again, when you're emotionally triggered and things like that, it's hard to be loving and just, be a person of reason and logic. And that's what, that's why they keep all the wars. That's why they tell you all the shit on the news. That's why you get on there and it's always horrible news and it's school shootings and it's, this and that. And probably 99.9% of it is them, is controlled, is manipulated, is orchestrated. So it's like, I just keep coming back to this because it's if you don't understand the game you're playing, you ain't got a shot here. So if you're cool with that, if you're cool with being a slave, if you're cool with, just not understanding the rules of the game and just going along to get along, then go ahead, continue to do that. That's your right. That's your free, whatever. I'm here to help support people. And because I'm doing this, and it's like, I guess what I realized, another thing that's so hilarious is I really thought I was drawn out of my competitiveness. I stopped playing sports. I don't watch sports on TV. I don't watch much TV at all anymore. And as you do these things, not just those things, a lot of other things, you wake up and you realize and you're more present and you're like, okay, I am understanding more of what this life is really about, the purpose of why I'm here. It's not to sit on the couch and watch somebody else, play their life out, like get in the game, and then it's like, it ties back to what I was trying to say was like, it's like a video game. Think of it like a 3D video game, because I really think it kind of is, and it's a simulation and the real kind of, real realities with God out of the body, spirit form. And then we revisit these lives to come back to learn valuable things and lessons. That's why this is such an opportunity. This life is such an opportunity. This life while you have in this body, quit wasting it. Get out there. I used to contemplate all this stuff, didn't know what to do, question it, get angry, frustrated. And now things are really, because I was just talking to a friend earlier today, and it's like, we were talking about, I'm starting to understand why I had to go through all the shit and all the stuff that I went through in my life, because now it's finally divinely unfolding into like being in this great place in my life. I have another opportunity that, that's going to present itself, hopefully, that's going to be really, really, cool, that, to collaborate with, someone and hopefully bring, more and more service and more help, true help, to the world. And I can't get into any details of that or anything like that right now, but, I hope that works out. And if it doesn't matter. That's why, like, these big decisions that I used to get hung up on and so worried about and have anxiety and fear over, I just don't really go there anymore, because I know that there's a freaking super loving, guiding, divine guidance out there, that it's all laid out already, and I have the free will inside the video game to choose. But the more you do these things that I'm talking about, the more you pay attention, the more you meditate, the more you get out of the system, the more you are present, which is like, really, I'm thinking off the top of my head, there's a lot of ways to probably get that way and pay attention more. But meditation and stillness and contemplation and deep thinking and asking questions and being super curious and, can really help with all of that, So that was the gist of the topic that I wanted to talk about. Coming down here to see how my kids are doing. I'm just going to take a minute here maybe and mess around a little bit. Maybe see if there's anything else that I want to talk about. If not, I'll just make another video. Went to a concert. I guess I could talk about that a little bit. Just, went to a concert over this past weekend. I took some time for myself. I had 10 years since, of sobriety or of, I don't even know what you want to call it, again, of waking up to becoming a real person, not drinking, not numbing myself out. That's another thing that we do, right? I guess that's another thing you talk about that would be great to make you more present and aware and all that kind of thing is, addictions, right? Like that's how a lot of people that are meant to do really miraculous things here, numb themselves out because they don't understand or unconscious of certain things, or like I can just speak from experience. I used alcohol for so many years, because I didn't understand what the hell I was doing here, and none of it made any sense, and it didn't feel great, and I was always uncomfortable and feeling inadequate and all these different things. I used alcohol as a crutch so I just celebrated 10 years over the weekend, with some friends and really close things, and went to a concert with my son that's been planned since January. That was really cool. I have all kinds of pictures and photo. I have different, videos and pictures of that, and of, some gardening and some different things at my house that I want to compile and get into, like, shorts and stuff to post on the channels. Sharing, motivating, being inspiring, because that's exactly what helps me. When I see people doing these things, I'm like, well, shit, if they can do it, I can do it. So I guess I'm going to jump off here and spend some more time with my kids before we head back home. We're going to do some grilling out, and get some plants. I'll probably take some pictures tonight. Maybe you'll see some of this stuff in the future on the channel. Get some stuff planted in the ground. Every year, every day, every minute, every moment, every week, every day, we're evolving and going into this state of absolute true peace, freedom, love, and joy. Those are the 4 hashtags I've been putting on my short videos because that's why we're here. We're not here to be enslaved. We're not here to work 9 to 5. We're not here to work 3/4, whatever of our week away, and, not spend time having fun and with our families. We don't need that much money to live and survive. They're trying to make it that way, whoever that is, the psychos that kind of have taken over this world, unfortunately, for right now. And that's all crumbling. Cryptocurrency is something I love and I'm into. That's doing really well. Continues to bounce around and be super volatile. I think it's going to be the new financial system. I think the dollar's on its way out. We'll see how all that unfolds. It's super kind of exciting to me that this is a super exciting time to live. So, but I guess one thing that's coming into my mind, maybe I'll talk about a little bit and see where it goes, is like every moment really is a chance for you to just, everything is, if you think about it, if you really deeply think about everything. Like I'm taking a look around me right now, right? There's water running down this stream. There's grass growing, there's trees blossoming, there's my kid, every breath I take, every bird flapping its wings, butterflies, caterpillars going in to be, but whatever season that is, I don't remember when that is. I know we did it, actually. Maybe we'll do it again. We used to, my wife would get the chrysalises in a butterfly cage and then we'd release them and stuff, which was really cool. It's miracles all around us all the time happen in your life. It's just a state of mind. It's a perception that you carry along with you. Because, the thing is how I know this is I've gone from pain and suffering and wanting to not be here and thinking about how I could leave this life, to loving damn near every minute I'm here. You know, and I'm not sitting here saying there's not times where I get unconscious and I go into programs and I get triggered and my emotions can play a big game and a big part of that. But the more that you pay attention to this and practice these things in your life, the less that you'll be emotionally triggered, the more peaceful and loving and free that you'll be. And I think this is just a great place to end until like I have some more ideas. And I just love recording out here in nature as well. Got the new straw hat here. I'll probably be wearing a lot over the summer here. So you'll probably see me in this bad boy a lot. Yeah, just all about freedom, peace, feeling peaceful, joyous, loving the life you want to live, not getting up and being like dreading where you're going or what you're doing with your life. We all can get there. And I want to be a part of serving people in that way. And I will be, there's no doubt in my mind. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and lots of love. So I just made a video a few minutes ago, and I wanted to come back and say a few things. I was talking about the game of life and how you need to understand the players and understand what's happening inside of that in order to be successful here. And I started to talk about it, but didn't finish it. So maybe I'll piece the two videos together, or I'll just do shorts, or I don't really know. But actually, what I forgot to put my camera on my tripod, like selfie stick thing. It'll be a lot easier to talk about this if I do that. Give me 1 second here. We're not going to edit or cut things out, I don't believe, or if it's easily done, I will. If not, I don't waste time on stuff like that, because I think it's important to see, every step of the way of these things and these videos. And anyway, yeah, I'll speak up because I forgot I don't have my headphones in. I hope the sound quality's okay, but let's continue to talk about this. So I started to talk about my competitive nature, and how I thought, honestly, I started to talk about but didn't finish. And how I thought that being competitive really was like kind of a negative thing. I started thinking that way. And I realize now that my competitive nature has just shifted, really. It was actually a really aha moment for me, because I was talking in the last video about it, how I heard someone saying, I'm like, this is a perfect way of putting this. And, it is a game here. There's a game being played, and there's some players that are of not your best interests, and there are players that are, and you are really, you are the controller of everything. You're the controller of your mind and actions and thoughts, and your thoughts are really the most crucial thing. But yeah, so like my competitive nature, I thought, well, I've lost it, or I don't really want to see my kids be competitive or whatever. And I'm like, I knew it didn't feel quite right or quite complete yet. And that's how it happens, right? You'll have these insights, you'll have these different thoughts and things, and then you'll realize that you're like, oh, that's why I had that. That's why that came up. So I could keep praying, keep meditating, keep thinking, and keep critically, thinking and diving into things so that I can come up with the answers, or, what I'm downloading and intuiting through God. Source, energy, nature, love. So I realized my competitive nature has gone into that. That's where that competitive edge is gone. I used to be so competitive, so whatever, and I kind of lost it for a while in my life, and I'm like, oh, I guess that wasn't really meant to be. But really what it's gone into, and what it is now, is it's gone into realizing like really awakening to the game that's being played here in this life. And then now my competitive nature is, oh, okay, I see how the system's playing their cards. I see how things are happening in the world now. I see the truth in all of this now. So now my competitive nature gets to be in escaping, letting go, and disengaging. And what the energy, and put my energy into those things. And it's like, I see where the cards you're playing, I'm going to go this direction. And then I have to learn, I have to do new things, there's all kinds of types of things I have to do inside of that pillar of life. If it's medical, I have to learn how to take care of myself and be my own doctor. If it's food, I have to figure out who I'm getting my food from and how I'm storing it, how I'm growing it, how I'm preserving it. If it's money, I have to figure out where I'm taking my dollars and what am I putting it into that's probably going to be a better choice, right? Because there's just all these different pillars of like the education system and deciphering and discerns a good, word. What's truth? Who's telling truth? Who has your best interest, and who can you learn from, and what resources can you get to do that are going to, give you the best chance to, survive the game. And that's what this last video I made, and this guy made a comment. I'm like, that's it. It's a game. It really kind of is. And it was like these aha moments in that the competitive nature of where that went for me. And it's no longer in sports and no longer really caring that much about that stuff. But this is where it went. So I just kind of wanted to share that awakening and aha moment that I had. And I think there was even more to it than that. And my kids look like they're coming in now. I think we're going to get ready and probably go from the park. But what a ride, man. What an opportunity this life is.